We're in Cage Cove Day. Thought kept coming to my mind. You can see I'm sweaty, I'm nasty, but hey, God will accept me. Something kept coming to my mind today, and I thought I'd supposed to share it. Isaiah 3, I think it's 12. I don't have my Bible with me. I got the New Testament, but I don't have the Old Testament. But I think it's Isaiah 3:12. You can Google it. It's going to be political. Deal with it. Isaiah 3:12. Israel, when they had a good king, they sought God out, and they acted as moral people. But as soon as they got a bad king, they made up their own gods. The one true God wasn't good enough for Israel. God said he's a jealous God. He says, have no other gods before me. And Israel kept going to God with a good king and going away from God when they would get a bad king. And in Isaiah 3:12, God puts a curse on Israel because they weren't seeking God during this time. They were living like the other nations around them. They were making their own gods. And God told them, he said, children shall be your oppressors, and women will rule over you. That wasn't God's plan. That was never God's plan. And what keeps coming to my mind today is the government that we've got right now. We can't have a child ruling us because you've got to be at least 35 years old. But you take a person with dementia. My dad had dementia. I had to tell him where to go, what to do. I had to lead him around sometimes. And we've got a president. His wife leads him on stage. After the last debate, she said, you did good, Joe. You answered all the questions, Joe. It's like a mother talking to their child. Children will be your oppressors. And now we've got a woman, Kamala, that is running for president. That's not the way God intended it. Man is the head of the household. You'll never find in the Bible a female angel. They're not in there. God has different roles for men and women, and he did not have the role for a woman to rule over Israel, to rule over America. But we've turned away from God. We've got to turn back to God. We're already in a bad shape, and it's going to get worse. I'm not saying anything derogatory about women. God has a role for women, but it is not to lead America. Women should not rule over that. Read Isaiah 3:12 or chapter 3. I think it's 3:12. Read it and see what it says. Punishment. It wasn't a good thing God was telling them. It was a punishment. It was a curse. Children shall be your oppressors, and women shall rule over you. And he wasn't putting a blessing on Israel. He was putting a curse on them. You better think, America. You better seek God out with all your heart. And if you're lost, you better seek God out. You better read your Bible. Read Romans, chapters 8, 9, and 10. Read the Roman road to salvation. Google that. You need to give your life to Christ, but America, you need to think before you vote. Women ruling over us was never God's intention. That was a curse for Israel, and it'll be a curse for America if we let this happen. All right, I'm going to go finish sweating. God bless. Pray for America. Pray for Israel. And read your Bible.